Hello, students. Again, my lovely face is on your screen. So today, March 17th, happy St. Patrick's Day. Also, day 2 of homeschooling / distance learning. And we are going to be going over today when you read or listen to your stories, you're going to be looking at telling the main idea or summarizing. And so I just wanted to remind you of a few things as far as summarizing. We have to remember that when we summarize, we have to include what happens in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Remember when we did in class where we had that paper where it broke up how you summarize into the beginning, middle, and end? Beginning is going to be a little bit shorter, so probably about 1 to 2 sentences. Then you can get into the middle, and the middle is the part where a lot of the story takes place. A lot of the content, a lot of the action in that story takes place. So that's going to be about 2 or 3 sentences worth of summarizing. And then you have the end. The end is how is the story concluded? How is the problem solved? Those type of things as far as summarizing. Make sure that we're not just putting in those small details that don't really matter. I want to know when I read your summary that I know exactly what the story was about. I know who some of the main characters are. I know where the story is taking place. I know the important events or the plot as we talk about. And throughout the plot, you can also mention your problem and solution. Don't forget we have our literary element pie that we've gone over. And again, all these things, if you have your notebook, which I hope you do, you can look at in your notebook because we've taken notes over that several times and gone over that. So you can always use that as a point of reference if you're like, what, Miss Worthy? I have no idea what you're talking about right now. You can always use that and go back to your notes. You may have to flip through some pages, but I promise you it's there. Then, now we're going to move on to grammar. Grammar, we're going to be looking at plural nouns. And again, a lot of this stuff is review, so I know you might be thinking it's where we have already gone over how to do plural nouns. But a lot of this stuff right now in these next 2 weeks is really just to keep your brain moving, okay? It's really just to make sure that you don't forget what you've learned and you don't go into summer vacation mode while you are at home. So, a big thing to remember when using plural nouns, for the most part, you just add S at the end of the word. Now, of course, we have our 4 exceptions where we add ES. Now, some of these words would be like the word dish. If I have more than one dish, then it's dishes. So because there's an SH at the end, you would add that ES. Also, if you have, say, the word couch. Couch ends in CH. CH is one of our exceptions. So when I say couches, I would add ES onto the end of it. If I had the word box, and box ends with the letter X, then I would add an ES for boxes. And then last but not least, we can't forget that if a word already ends in S, then we add ES. And we reminded ourselves it would look super weird for a word to have 3 S's at the end of it. So just remind ourselves, so if you're talking about like a glass that you drink out of, when you spell that, it would be GLASSES. So that would make more sense as far as how you spell that. And then, of course, we have our special one where if a word ends in Y, that we take out the Y and we add IE S. So make sure that we remember that case and that we focus on those 4 exceptions and then our 1 special rule, that we don't forget that. And then also today you have a writing assignment as well. And for the most part, these writing assignments are just about a paragraph. And if you remember, a paragraph is about 5 to 7 sentences, which means that every time you see a period, a question mark, an exclamation point, that is a sentence. Remember, sentences aren't lines. Sentences are where we see our ending punctuation. So with that, you will write about a rule that you have at school, like having to wear uniforms, or you can't wear a jacket with a hood, whatever it may be, or maybe a rule that you have at home that your parents ask you to do certain things that you think should be eliminated. And all that eliminated means is you think it should be done away with. You think that, I don't think that rule is really necessary, or I just don't really like that rule. And I would like for it to be eliminated, and then explain why. Why do you think it should be eliminated? And if you want to go the extra step, you could even try to explain, okay, I want it to be eliminated, this is why, and maybe this is maybe a different rule or a different thing that we could try instead of this rule. Like, this is one that I think might be better. So you could even try that. I have also uploaded on Google Classroom. I've uploaded the cursive letter P because I know that we've been doing the cursive letters. And also I uploaded your spelling list for this week, and I explained kind of what the spelling test format is going to look like. It's going to be multiple choice. You're going to have 3 options, and you're going to click on the one that's spelled correctly. So make sure you know your words. I encourage you not to have your spelling list next to you when you're taking the test. But yeah, so that will be your spelling test. That's about it for right now. If we end up going further into the school year where we're still staying at home, like beyond these 2 weeks, the format will start to look a little bit differently, but this is what we're focusing on right now. Again, if y'all have any questions, you can always reach out to me on the Google Classroom, or you can even have your parents email me, whatever it may be. Just don't be afraid though. If you have questions or you're like super confused on what's going on, or you just need some help, please, please, please make sure that you reach out to me. Don't be shy. I know none of you are. Don't be shy to ask questions, and make sure that you're still understanding what's going on in the class. Last but not least, we thought that I would never be able to do this, but thanks to our virtual classroom, I was able to bring Roxy to class. So this is Roxy. So I know y'all always wanted to see her, so I thought that this would be a good time for y'all to meet her. She's pretty hungry right now. As you can tell, she's kind of chunky. Anyways, happy Tuesday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. If you have questions, please, please, please reach out to me. And yeah, have a great day.